Lord of the Rings Online, voted MMORPG of 2023 by Massive OP, is an open-world video game that's based on the works of Tolkien. With a player base both young and old, it continues to be a must-try if you are somebody that has read the Lord of the Rings books or seen Peter Jackson's movie trilogy. LOTRO was a game that I stumbled across back in about 2012. It was not long after the Riders of Rohan expansion was released. Now, back in 2012 I would probably consider myself to have been much like a young hobbit, stumbling through the New Zealand educational system, learning multiplication, division, and jolting up every 5 minutes to earthquakes or aftershocks. I mean, you get used to them, but they still make me jump every now and then. Lord of the Rings Online popped up one day when I was looking for a new game to play. The appeal? It's Lord of the Rings. Movies? New Zealand? Of course I had to go check it out. Plus, it was free to play, and I didn't have much money to spend on video games back then. Jump forward to 2024, I've played the game on and off. Made probably about 50 characters, maybe more, and I have jumped down that well in Moria more times than I could count. But what is it that makes LOTRO really worth playing in 2024? LOTRO's community is full of players that are both young and old. There are plenty of veterans of the game, but there are also many players who have only been playing for a year or 2 years. Some have even been starting to play the game in the past couple of months. Another thing, I just went away for the summer, and I come back to find that everyone I know that used to stream on Twitch or playing on YouTube, they're back in the game playing it again. Being someone who's been playing the game since 2012, I've had the opportunity to check out several different servers during this time of my LOTRO journey. Originally I was playing on the Windfalla server, and then I migrated over to Brandywine when they shut down a large portion of the servers back in 2016. That was part of their conjunction of moving over to the new data center in Boston. But since then I've played on several other servers, and I've been very fortunate to make lots of lifelong friends and join awesome communities along the way. Even now, my experience with other players in the community continues to stand out as one of the best online communities I've been a part of. As long as you don't pay too much attention to that thing they call World Chat, you'll be in for a pretty good time. Now, Standing Stone Games launched 2 legendary servers, Angmar and Mordor, and these were opened up to the community at the end of July, beginning of August. Conveniently when I was away, so I didn't get a chance to check them out initially. These servers are accessible to anybody who has a current VIP subscription to the game. Now, the nice thing is that both of these LOTRO servers are 64-bit. This means that they're able to address a significantly larger amount of RAM. Compare that to the 32-bit servers, they're limited to about 4 gigabytes. In layman terms, they can handle larger and more complex workloads, and that allows them to perform better with memory-intensive applications. Now, like I said, I have been away overseas for the last few months, so that makes me a bit late to the party. However, I have been playing around on the Angmar server for the last couple of weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. Now, these 2 new 64-bit servers are also legendary servers, so they currently have a level cap of 50, allowing players to experience the game up to the Mines of Moria expansion. Now, this also includes the Before the Shadow content. This was added into the game in 2022, and they have since made the content free for all players since August. Now, from my perspective, the game tends to run a lot smoother. There seems to be very little to minimal issues with lag or any stuttering while I'm running around, compared to if I was playing on my usual server. This is quite good, especially for players like myself, because I live further away and I'm not anywhere near the server, so all I have to worry about is getting high ping. Now, what is the appeal of these 2 new servers? Wandering Wraiths. Angmar and Mordor provide players with new challenges in the form of Wraiths. So these are world encounters, and you can earn exclusive rewards specifically based on them, only on these servers. Starting from when your player reaches level 10, you'll be able to encounter the Nameless Wraiths, and they can appear at random during combat in the game. Once a Wraith spawns in the world, you'll have about 5 minutes to attempt to kill them before they'll disappear again. So that means if you're defeated in combat, if you have to revive, you've still got a chance to be able to run back and try to defeat them again. Now, these Wraiths will appear in one of 3 different forms while you're playing. You can get Shadowy Wraiths, Mournful Wraiths, or Harrowing Wraiths, and each of these will pose a different challenge for the player. Now, in the small amount of time that I've been playing on the Angmar server, I've found that the Shadowy Wraiths are rather easy to deal with if you have half-decent equipment that you've just picked up while you've been running around, leveling and questing. Mournful Wraiths, they can be a bit more difficult at lower levels, but they generally can be fought solo. The Harrowing Wraiths, however, yeah, you don't want to deal with those. They are quite a pain. I've encountered a couple of them. You definitely need a group if you want to try to fight one of those. Now, one nice thing that the devs have done is they provide players with a starting item that's going to give you a bonus to your hope. You'll probably want to carry this around and use it when you are fighting Wraiths. However, carrying hope tokens as well would be an additive bonus. Now, on top of fighting the Wraiths, you've also got the Veil of the Nine challenge. Now, this is available to players generally once you get within 5 levels of the level cap. At this point of the game, it'll be if you get to level 45. Game Masters at Standing Stone Games are able to control the event while you're playing, and they can also determine how long it's going to take place for. Now, when the event is active, both lesser Wraiths and the 9 may appear nearby when you are engaged in battle. If a Nazgul appears in the game world, a message will be broadcast into World Chat, and this will allow players the chance to coordinate and group up as they are significantly more difficult to fight. Players who choose to take on one of the 9 and are successful will be granted with a Morgul coin as well as a title accomplishment. Defeating the Wraiths will grant you as the player Tattered Shadows, and these can be used to purchase cosmetics, cosmetic pets, housing, decorations. You can also get exclusive jewellery, potions, and you can get reputation items for Amelia's Studies, and this is an exclusive faction that's available during the Veil of the Nine event. Now, these items aren't cheap. You're going to be looking upwards of 100 plus Tattered Shadows for the cosmetics, so if you're really planning to buy anything, I suggest jumping on and killing some Wraiths, because you're going to need plenty of Shadows. Killing the higher difficulty Wraiths will provide you more Tattered Shadows depending on which one you defeat. If you kill a Shadowy Wraith, you're only going to get 1 Shadow. A Mournful Wraith is going to give you 6, and the Harrowing Wraiths are going to give you 20. Now, personally, I need to get on top of killing these Wraiths as well, because I've got my eye on a couple of those awesome Shadowy cosmetic pets. So overall, I guess if I would ask myself, is LOTRO really worth giving another crack in 2024? I would say yes, most definitely. The player base has been up on the past couple of months. Both returning players and new players have been jumping into the mix. If you haven't played LOTRO in a couple of years, I suggest giving it a download now, give it a try out, check out the changes. I was pretty much in that boat until I started playing again last year in October. And I must say, once I started playing again, that nostalgia hit was amazing. Lord of the Rings Online is one of those games that I hope will stand the test of time, and I just hope it continues to give players a chance to exist within Tolkien's universe. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm usually live on Twitch, so come check me out, twitch.tv/Gantoran. Yeah, but I am hoping I will be making more videos on here in the future. So give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.